This is ESPN, the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network.
Hello, I'm Bob Lee. You're a poet now? I'm trying. I'm Chris Berman. The Sports Center is next.
Announcing a great new way to arrive.
Look out, world!
Ford Granada Wagon.
Here comes Ford!
The first Granada wagon in history has arrived. And so have you.
Stepping out and stepping up to something more than ordinary driving. Something to arrive in.
Here comes all the technology of Ford's new V6. All the comfort of a contemporary sedan. And more cargo space than any American-built wagon in its class.
Here comes the double take, stop and stare.
Here comes an arrival that's just a little bit out of this world.
We're getting there!
Here comes all the guts of a wagon and all the glory of a Granada.
Look out, world! Here comes Ford!
It's just arrived at your Ford dealer.
Here comes new! Here comes now! Here comes Ford!
College 81 soccer season. Happy UConn Huskies have won it in double overtime, 4-3. We'll be back in just a moment.
Vitalis says it's true. A man has to keep himself under control.
4,000 feet, 3,000 feet, 2,000 feet.
But I'm under control.
After you dry and style your hair, use the Vitalis pump for a terrific natural look you can keep under control just the way you want all day long.
My horse in the 5th finished first in the 6th. But I'm under control.
Who says it's true? Vitalis says it's true. A man has to keep himself under control.
I'm under control.
Back at the University of Connecticut, in Storrs, Connecticut, Sam Rosen and Roger Twibel, and there's your final score in double overtime. The Connecticut Huskies defeating the St. Louis Billikens 4-3, and our Vitalis player of the game is freshman Eric Myron, who scored 2 goals, and a great thrill in your college debut, Eric.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little about that game. It was a real tough one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we were outplaying them from the start of the game, but we had a few bad breaks, but you know, everybody played tough from the start, and I was pretty sure we'd get it back.
Now, you had 2 goals in the second half, and both tied the game. Now, this goal is the goal that tied it at 3-3, I believe.
Yeah, that's Pedro made a cross there. Pedro burned a few players, made a nice cross. Deflected off. Wait, what's going on? Oh,
there you are.
That was the last one, yeah.
That's the kind you like, isn't it? Just sitting right there on top.
Yeah, that was just in the right place at the right time on that one.
The one before that, the one that tied it up, I thought you showed tremendous poise in playing the ball, moving over to the right, getting a little space, and then firing it in.
Yeah, I wasn't sure the first shot if I had it under control or not, so I paused for a minute. It was a good thing because the defender thought I was going to shoot it, and he moved over, and the whole right side of the goal was wide open, so I just tapped it in.
What's a guy from Virginia doing at the University of Connecticut?
Well, I heard a lot about Connecticut when I was at home, and you know, I think it's probably the best program in the country. You can tell by the fan support and the coaching and the players here. So that brought me up here. I was really glad, you know, the coach showed interest in me.
Want to take a look at the goal that won it for UConn in the second overtime, and this had to make everybody happy. Billy Maroney getting that goal.
Yes, this was a beautiful play by Elvis. I thought he was down for sure, but he stuck right there. He pushed it off. Billy showed nice control and just tapped it in for the winning goal. It's beautiful.
Great start to the season for Eric Myron, freshman from Virginia, who scored 2 goals, and for the University of Connecticut Huskies, who defeat St. Louis by a score of 4-3 in double overtime. For Roger Twibel, this is Sam Rosen. Thanks for being with us on College Soccer 81.
Here comes Mustang.
City sidewalk, listen to the street talk.
Don't you know the word that's going round town?
Wow. Definitely downtown.
When you slide behind the wheels, you feel
It's got about the right fit.
put together tight. It's gonna make it anywhere we take it.
Mayor Dam the spoiler, this is a Mustang with a message. Powered by a 5-liter high-output engine, it says, stand back. The street belongs to GT.
Look out, world. Look out. Here comes Ford. Here comes new. Here comes now. Here comes Ford.
21 teams in the NASL with plenty of highlights, our goal of the week and player of the week, and see exactly how we stack up as we get down towards playoff time, where in the Eastern Division, the Cosmos have assured themselves of another Eastern Division title. They split 2 matches this past week. The Cosmos hoping to be a bye team in the first round, get that day of rest in the playoffs. Cosmos with a split this past week, the Montreal Manics splitting 2 matches. Washington Diplomats also with a split. Both Montreal and Washington have played 27 matches, so you get a rather fair assessment of where they stand.
Panasonic Platinum. Listen to the power of platinum. Panasonic Platinum. Get into the power of platinum. Get a Panasonic Platinum box. Wow, Earth, Wind, and Fire! Stereo, AM, FM, cassette. Platinum is the power to get. 2-way speakers, woofers, tweeters to carry the beat right into the street. Go platinum. Panasonic Platinum. Panasonic Platinum.
Wallace, you gotta keep him out of there!
I'm used to him yelling, but not at me.
Punch it up! Punch it up! Out your best! Out your best! Budweiser Light!
The best never comes easy.
Nice game.
That's why there's nothing else like it.
Budweiser Light!
We're Exxon. We're Hal Siegel, who's managing a $900 million program to produce oil and gas this year. We're Jack Clements, whose seismic crew is seeking hidden oil and gas in a Texas marsh. We're Dean Black, working to bring an old oil field back to life in Illinois. We're Herman Hillis, drilling deep beneath Louisiana for natural gas. We're Joan Williams, in charge of a $19 million oil project in West Texas. We're more than 100,000 people working on energy. We're Exxon.
Cosmos, defending Soccer Bowl champs, had a date last Wednesday in New Jersey at the Giant Stadium against the Portland Timbers. A big game for Giorgio Chinaglia, who scored his 600th career goal in professional soccer. It came in the first half, in the 15th minute of play off a good setup. Ricky Davis gets it to Sanino. Sanino down the left side to Chinaglia in front, and the 600th goal professionally of a 17-year career. Bogicevic adding a tally, and in that game, the Cosmos 2-0 over Portland. A couple of good teams with losing streaks meeting head-to-head the other evening in the nation's capital, the Diplomats and the Blizzard. Dips on a 3-match losing streak. First half in this match with no score at the 29-14 mark. Washington with a free kick. Where do you put it? That's the discussion. Malcolm Waldron says, hey, mates, let's put it right through the wall. Watch Waldron right through the wall. And the Dips lead it 1-0 in front of 5,000 at RFK Stadium. That lead holds up to the second half of the 66-minute mark with a 1-0 Washington lead. David Bradford Hill, a good pass to David McGill, runs right through Gianpolo Bonaperti, beating the goalie Tony Chersky. 2-0 at that point, and the Dips go on for the 2-0 victory, a game in which the Washington goalkeeper Jim Brown recorded only 1 save. The Blizzard losing 8 straight at that point, their second 8-match losing streak of the season. They have now the worst record in the North American Soccer League.
Who take all the heat for us, this Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So here's to you.
Just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
Hey, this Bud's for you.
Soccer Reporters Association, and certainly the 27-year-old Englishman who has experience in '75 with the Sting, went back to his home country, played with Manchester United, Derby County, and Queen's Park Rangers. He had a goal in each one of the 2 Montreal victories this past week. Gordon Hill of the Montreal Manic, a team that has certainly been a story in the NASL over the last month, our player of the week, Gordon Hill, this week in the North American Soccer League. Next up here on NASL, Washington this Wednesday. Sting chasing the Cosmos in an attempt to be the #1 point team. Cosmos, though, trying to chip down on that magic number of 28. They will be at Minnesota. Dallas is visiting Vancouver. Now, Dallas has won some matches recently, and Vancouver on a 2-match losing streak. Edmonton on the periphery of the playoff situation. They'll be at Portland. San Jose is at San Diego. And on Friday, 1 match in the NASL. The Atlanta Chiefs, who moved that 1 game outside of DeKalb County, did rather well at the gate and on the field. Will be taking on the Calgary Boomers, 2nd in the Northwest, upcoming in the NASL. Meeting Minnesota, the Cosmos out in the Great Canadian Rockies to take on Edmonton Tuesday, August 11th. Fort Lauderdale meeting Jacksonville, and Edmonton moving across to the province to take on Calgary. So that's a quick look at the schedule. We'd just like to pass along our congratulations to the Tulsa franchise in their 4th year of existence, over the 1 million total in home attendance, and certainly the Roughnecks in the thick of the playoff race right now, leading the wild card chase. We'll see you at this time next week as we'll review exactly what happens in the North American Soccer League on NASL Weekly. I am Bob Lee. Have a very nice evening.
This Bud's for the men who took the Andrea Doria treasure back from the sea.
This Bud's for you. This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Mario Andretti and Gordon Johncock. Pancho Carter and Al Unser in the 3rd row, and Bettenhausen and Alsop in row number 4. The field moves into turn number 4 now. The safety car has already pulled off of the racetrack. We could get a start this time around. Last race, Johnny Rutherford from the pole position jumped out into an early lead. Let's see what happens here. The green is out and we are racing. This time, Johnny Rutherford also jumps out into the lead, going into turn number 1 from the outside front row. Rutherford stands on it going into 1 and has assumed the lead here down the backstretch. Mario Andretti moves into 2nd position, going around Rick Mears. Johncock also goes around Rick Mears, and Rick Mears has already fallen back to 4th position. Johnny Rutherford will be shown as the leader of lap number 1. Here he comes off of turn number 4. It is Rutherford, Andretti, Johncock, Mears, Carter, Al Unser, and Bill Alsop.
Remember the last time the Indy cars were here at Atlanta International was the twin race to this one, and Rick Mears was the fastest car on the racetrack in the latter stages of the event. He told us us, and he would be taking a bit easy. There's Bobby Unser on the racetrack. Mears' teammate, he's now in 11th and working on 10th position, trying to get underneath the Mexican, Jose Garza.
But Garza able to maintain that 10th position there as Unser had to get off the throttle just a little bit going into turn number 4. And so Unser continues to run in 11th place here at the conclusion of lap number 2. It is Johnny Rutherford being shown as the leader with Mario Andretti second, Gordon Johncock third, Rick Mears still running in 4th position, and Pancho Carter is now in 5th. Rutherford into turn number 3. Again, that Pennzoil Chaparral performing flawlessly.
Everywhere I go, people ask me, Arnie, is that old tractor you drove in the Pennzoil commercial still running? Still running? We use it here at Latrobe every day. And with Pennzoil protecting the engine, there are a lot more miles left in it. You know, this old tractor and I are a lot alike. We're both still using Pennzoil, and we're both still running.
Gas-saving Pennzoil. Quality in every extra mile.
This Bud's for the guys who got what it takes to shake, rattle, and keep on rolling.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Garza and Dixon was very evident. As soon as he moved up to Larry Dixon, he felt very comfortable about passing immediately.
In the first race, the first driver out was Steve Chassie, and that's the same situation here again. Here's Gary Lee.
Steve, been a long trying weekend for Steve Chassie, this time in the backup car for Pancho Carter, car 75. What happened?
Well, I picked up a pretty good vibration going down the front stretch. I pulled it in, and it appears that what they call a CV joint, the universal joint in the half shaft was bad.
Something about eating the bear and the bear eating you, and this weekend has not been yours.
No, but I've had all the bad luck. I guess I'm due some good soon.
We certainly hope so. Thank you, Steve Chassie. Bob.
Thank you, Gary.
All right, and Johnny Rutherford continues to lead this race. We have completed lap number 9, with Rutherford being shown in the lead, and second place, Mario Andretti, third position. Now it appears that Bobby Unser is moving up very strongly and is continuing to move up in traffic. However, running in third position would be Gordon Johncock in the number 20.
Well, right now, battling on the racetrack, there's the leader, Gordy Johncock. Fighting for third are Rick Mears and Gordy Johncock, and Mears has moved into third. Johncock now runs fourth. Pancho Carter, right on Johncock's tailpipes, is in fifth. There's Rick Mears, winner of race number 1, has just gotten underneath Gordy Johncock, and Mears is third and keeping Mario Andretti in sight. Andretti is running in second position. He is about a half a second behind Johnny Rutherford, and Mears is about a similar distance, a half a second behind the second running Mario Andretti.
Well, Larry, in our interview that we had with Rick Mears, he indicated he was going to take it very easy at the start, and he did. He dropped back something like 4 positions when the green came out.
This Bud's for that first day on the job.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Ah, new car. Chevy Chevette. Must have cost a fortune for the fancy wheels and white striped tires. Standard, Father. Radio. Reclining seats. On your salary. Standard, Father. Along with front disc brakes and radio tires. And these fancy stripes? $89 extra. And why would you spend $89 on stripes? The devil made me do it. Oh,
Chevy makes good things happen.
Hey, you!
Who, me?
Take my picture.
Me?
Here, use my Panasonic video camera and portable VHS recorder.
Reggie, I don't know how.
It's easy. All the controls can be attached to the camera, so you can take pictures. Smile. And with Panasonic, you get instant replay right through the camera, so you know you've got the shot. Take my picture. I got it.
Ah! my God!
Get the fun of outdoors indoors with Panasonic Omnivision.
Regivision.
Side for a split second, all of a sudden seemingly losing power. Now Pancho is trying the high side of Johnny Rutherford again. They're going down the backstretch right now, and Carter's trying to duplicate the feat he pulled off about 6 or 7 laps ago when he went around Johnny Rutherford.
And so this is the battle for 4th position. Pancho Carter and Johnny Rutherford. Carter to the outside off of turn number 4, and look at Rutherford move right up alongside, and as a matter of fact, moved, I think, a little higher than perhaps he would like to have.
We are under yellow, Bob. We have dust in the middle of the backstretch. I think we have a car on the inside of the backstretch that has been into the infield area. At this point in time, we cannot identify the vehicle, nor do we know for certain that the car is still there.
Well, it appears that there is a driver, although I wouldn't swear to that, that is out there near some portion of the backstretch. Perhaps that is one of the safety crewmen. So right now we are kind of at a loss as to exactly what has happened, but there is a considerable amount of dust in the backstretch.
And there's going to be a big traffic jam on pit road. There we see the top of a race car. Here's the traffic jam on pit road. All the leaders will be coming in. We have completed almost half of this race, and no one had had an opportunity to pit prior to this, so everybody comes in.
Well, it's an excellent opportunity now, and here's Bobby Unser's pit stop. Unser in the number 3 car. Larry Dixon comes in for some service as they fuel that car. Apparently no change of rubber on the right side, just waiting for the car to be filled with fuel. And Larry Dixon in car number 31 will be back out there in competition. Dixon started this race in 10th position. The leader, Rick Mears, is also in for a stop, and they're putting fuel in that car. There you can see the tank full, and a little bit of fuel spill from the tank, but not enough to cause any major problem. And Rick Mears is back out on the racetrack. Whenever Rick Mears comes in for a fuel stop, you've got to go back to the fact that they had a serious pit fire at Indianapolis. Here is Bill Alsop now, Rick Mears' teammate, in for a fuel stop. No rubber being changed, just a fresh tank of fuel, and Bill Alsop in car number 7 spins the tires a little bit, smokes them a little as he gets back out on the racetrack in competition.
Well, these basically 1,500-pound race cars have 40-gallon fuel cells in them. They're safety fuel cells. They will not explode upon sudden impact. And they put the fuel in them, and they get about 1.5 to 1.8 miles per gallon. There is the blending that became such a factor at Indianapolis this year. You saw Bill Alsop down on the inside of the racetrack not improving his position. He worked up to the speed of the rest of the cars on the track at caution, and when an opening appeared, Bill simply moved up into the lane, and there was an example, I think, if memory serves me correctly, of how it's supposed to look.
That's exactly a very graphic demonstration of blending there, and Bill Alsop did it just right. Gordon Johncock is your leader. Johnny Rutherford running in 2nd position, and Pancho Carter is 3rd. The yellow continues to be displayed, and apparently a car has come to a halt back in the backstretch just off of turn number 2, entering the backstretch, and preliminary reports would have it to be Ross Davis in car number 77. We have not been able to exactly see that car, but there are a few safety vehicles over there, so apparently the scene of the yellow situation is just off of turn number 2 to the inside, and it is Ross Davis in car number 77. That word confirmed by the championship auto racing team officials. Gordon Johncock shown as the leader.
Well, Davis is one of the 10 rookies who competed in this race, and he's a rookie for this track, but he's also a rookie to championship racing, Indy-type car racing that is, and being a rookie is probably never any more significant than what it is on a high-bank paved racetrack like this. There's Davis's crew, and of course they're kind of anxiously awaiting additional word as to what happened and what the condition of their driver is. The ambulance did return from the scene and seemed to go back to its position, its stable position in the infield, so apparently Ross is okay.
Yeah, I think that Ross was the individual that I saw out there walking around in the grass, so I don't think that we have an injury situation here. Well, while we were watching the activity back there in the backstretch, the first 3 cars that were shown in the lead, Johncock, Johnny Rutherford, and Pancho Carter, all came in for pit stops, so now they catch up to the rear of the field. And while we are under yellow, and while we await the resumption of our racing, we will take this break and be back in a moment at Atlanta.
Hey, come on, smile. 2 years in the city isn't gonna change her.
That's the way it should be, and I'd like to see the whole world smiling with me. Have a Coke and Makes me feel good. So refreshing. Makes me feel nice. Coca-Cola. Have a Coke and a smile.
And now, Big Mac, the hottest item in our fashion show from the McDonald's collection. Big Mac is a complete ensemble. 2 juicy all-beef patties with special sauce, accessorized with crisp lettuce, cheese, accented with a touch of pickles and onions, and to top it off, a matching sesame seed bun. Big Mac is the ultimate in good taste at a McDonald's price. And that's always in fashion.
Ford Escort, a world car. Europe's Car of the Year 1981 award. Winner, the European Ford Escort. Road Test Magazine's Car of the Year 1981 award. Winner, the American Ford Escort. And the biggest win of all, Ford Escort, with front-wheel drive and four-wheel independent suspension, is now outselling every imported car line in America. Ford Escort, built to take on the world, and doing it.
Jose Garza has pulled into the pit area, and that car was moving very slowly on the racetrack, indicating there is no power in it, and it appears that Jose Garza is unbuckling and going to get out of that race car. A short afternoon for Jose here in the second of this twin 125-mile event.
Well, after leading at Indianapolis and something breaking in the suspension of the race car, he went out with a crash. He was uninjured. He had bad luck at Milwaukee and bad luck here again at Atlanta. There's Ross Davis's car. Extensive damage to the undercarriage. Don't know if he hit the outside wall or not, but he certainly got down to the rough part of the grass on the inside of the racetrack.
Here is Gary Lee in the pit area.
It's a long walk back to the pit area from turn 2. Ross Davis has made that walk. He looks no worse off for wear. How's the car and what happened?
Well, the car looks a little worse for wear. I'm fine. I hooked a tire out on the flat part of the track where you get out of the pits in, and it broke it loose and came around on me.
Your thoughts of high bank racing with these championship Indy cars?
Oh, I wouldn't race anything else if I can keep affording it. Just a little error on my part, trying to keep everybody's way.
And they're always a costly one, aren't they?
Very.
Ross Davis. Bob?
All right, Gary, Ross Davis out of the competition here. The car being on the hook, taken off of the racetrack, and we remained under yellow with Rick Mears in the lead. He is the first car behind the pace car. Running in second position will be Mario Andretti. He is the third car behind the pace car. Spike Gelhausen, who has already been lapped, is between the leader Mears and Andretti in second position. And we have more pit stops. Here is Pancho Carter coming in, and also Bobby Unser for another stop.
We believe, as we look at Pancho Carter, who is taking a swig of water or some other type of liquid to refresh himself, he throws the bottle to a crew member and pulls away. We believe that Bobby Unser is on the same lap with the leaders. Pancho getting away breathtakingly slowly, just encouraging, begging the car to take off. Again, we are under yellow, so no real distance lost on the racetrack. There's the leader, Rick Mears.
And Rick Mears has led the last several laps, having gone around Johnny Rutherford again to take over the lead, just as he did in the first 125-miler that we brought you live from Atlanta earlier. Rick Mears behind the pace car. Now some of the safety trucks are beginning to move back into position, so perhaps in the next couple of laps we will be able to go back to racing. We have completed 44 laps. 44 laps have been completed. That means 39 to go. Actually, they run a little over 125 miles, 83 laps on this track. 1.522 miles equates to 126.3 miles. So it's just a little over 125 for the distance.
There is Rick Mears in the 24-degree banky. Even though the track, at least from our vantage point, appears to be long, and of course at 1 1/2 miles, it's not as long as some of the tracks the Indy cars race on, but it is a super speedway. But when you're out on the racetrack, Bob, it looks significantly shorter than what it appears from the grandstand.
The Maverick. You've got to get him back. And when you've got him, you head for the mountains. Busch. Head for the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream. Busch. Brewed the natural way for a taste as smooth as its name. Busch.
Head for Busch beer. Head for the mountains.
If keeping up with your car is getting you down, fight back with STP. STP gas treatment fights to keep your carburetor clean, and that can help keep your engine running like it ought to. Try STP oil treatment. A recent test with older cars that use a lot of oil proved it reduced oil consumption an average of nearly 15% in those cars. Come on, fight back with STP.
318 never looked this fine. And wait till she sees 1129. Give Timex. We're making time look good.
When it's time for giving, it's a great time for a watch. And nobody makes great-looking watches quite like Timex. Wouldn't someone you know love a Timex?
1236 always looks so great. And 945 shouldn't show up late. Give Timex. We're making time look good.
Johnny Rutherford keeping that car very low in turn number 3 and 4. He likes to run down there. Now here he is off of the turn onto the straightaway, and you can see that he's closed in somewhat on Mario Andretti for second place. The leader, Rick Mears, here in turn number 3 is about to come off a bit and head down the backstretch. Andretti second, and Johnny Rutherford is apparently moving up on Andretti in second.
Bob, a couple of notes on the Unsers. First of all, Al Unser, whom we saw a couple of minutes ago pitting briefly. We do have a report from one of our observers that Al is very loose coming off the turns, and that would substantiate the theory that perhaps Al thought he had a tire going soft on him. That would have put the car loose coming out of the turns. He is back out on the racetrack at racing speed. The other Unser brother, Bobby Unser, has not mounted that speed and that challenge to the front that we really anticipated. He is running in the middle of the pack, and as a matter of fact, running on the racetrack with Larry Dixon. So Bobby Unser mired in the middle of the field.
The interval between the first place Mears and second place Andretti is exactly 1 second, and it appears that there is just about that interval between Andretti and Rutherford, and about that between Rutherford and Gordon Johncock, the first 4 cars here.
They're here, Eddie? All right. Union's improved gas-saving radio we heard about. That's big news. TV guys probably heard about it. Big news on the 5-star, huh, fellas? News?
We just need gas, Nick.
You said news.
Yeah, here's the scoop. An improved design with easy rolling tread rubber cuts rolling resistance.
So a tank full of gas can go farther than before. Oh, that is good news.
Well, that's the news, Alex. And now for the weather.
Go with the Spirit.
Get a gas-saving radio.
The Spirit of 76.
You may not be thinking about pizza first thing in the morning, but at Pizza Hut, we're thinking about you. We start out pretty early at Pizza Hut, so the dough has time to rise. Chopping up the toppings, oh so we're ready for your order. Oven fresh, just for you at your hometown Pizza Hut restaurant. Your hometown Pizza Hut.
The sooner you get down from there, the sooner we can get behind a couple of beers. All right.
Boy. Sunset. The time of day when you don't just reach for a beer. You head for the mountains. Boy.
And Andretti very close out there. Rutherford is third, and the 4th place car is Gordon Johncock. Johncock continuing to run in 4th position, but there is quite an interval between Rutherford in 3rd and Johncock in 4th. Not much of an interval here, though, as Mears and Andretti are going at it tooth and nail out there. Andretti has not been in a position to go around or even to make a serious challenge, but Larry, you just got to wonder if he isn't waiting for the last 2 or 3 laps to make the bid. Round Larry Dixon. Look at Mario Andretti trying to get to the inside. Could not do it. Had to back off, but it appears that he is going to have to settle for second place as he's boxed in behind some slower cars. Rick Mears off of the 4th turn, and Rick Mears wins the second 125-miler. He has won both of these races. Mario Andretti finishes second. In 3rd is Johnny Rutherford, and in 4th, Gordon Johncock, and a happy Rick Mears crew.
Well, I'll tell you, I think Mario tried to out-Evel Knievel Rick Mears, and I think also Andretti assessed the situation and felt that his only chance for victory was to make that move, which was a bit unorthodox, but Mario handled extremely well. He knew exactly how far he could carry the car in. On the low side of the racetrack there, you don't get the same kind of bite. You're not as stable down there as you are on the high side. He took it as far as he could, and then he got out of the accelerator.
Here's Gary Lee in the pit area.
Derek Walker, it's tough to bite your fingernails when you have gloves on, but it was one of those finishes.
It certainly was. We kept us in suspense right up to the last corner.
What were some of the few comments that Rick had in the late stages?
Well, he had a lot in hand, and he was just conserving the tires and just keeping enough gap between, you know, his competitors. So he did exactly that, and Andretti had a little bit more of a push at the end than we thought he would have, but Rick responded in true style.
There is a very big celebration being prepared for right down there. Let's head down to Victory Lane.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Let's go right now.
Bob?
All right. Happy crew chief there and a lot of other happy people. Rick Mears is back, Larry. This was his first competitive race, actually the first 125-miler, but these were his first races since the injury that he suffered in Indianapolis. When we did the Milwaukee broadcast, we saluted him from his hospital bed. He had just undergone some skin graft surgery, but he is back now. There's no question about it. The average speed of the race, 167.073 miles an hour.
Well, as we entered the last lap, it really becomes a chess game at that moment. You see Andretti behind Mears. He now assesses the situation. That's the backstretch. He sees Mears making a move to the inside of Larry Dixon. Andretti says, my only chance to win this race if I can surprise Rick and out-brave him going into the third turn well below the white line. And Rick, just as smooth as satin, just dropped the car down about a half a lane, moved to the inside of Jim Buick, and he got past both Buick and Larry Dixon, and Andretti just didn't have enough racetrack and enough time to catch back up with Rick and mount another challenge.
It is just truly incredible that those guys were running about 190, 85 miles an hour at that point and so close together. It's just really phenomenal.
Yeah, it is, and we don't appreciate, I don't think, how close to being out of control and being right on the edge of disaster they really are. There's Bobby Unser. Got to be a disappointing day for this crew. I mean, they did run up in the top 10 all weekend long, qualifying in both of the races, but they expect to win every time out. They're accustomed to winning, and I guarantee you that crew will be worked very hard all week, this week long.
Bobby Unser came into this race in 4th position as far as the point standings are concerned and did not have a real good weekend. We'll be back to talk to the winner of the second 125-miler, Rick Mears. Gary Lee will have the interview. We'll have it for you when we return.
America has become overly dependent on foreign oil. Suppose that foreign oil was cut back. To help control our energy future, we need to find and develop more oil, gas, other energy sources here in America. And we need to use less. If you'd like more information, it's available in the Energy Independence book, free from Shell. Shell believes there is an answer to our energy problems. It's to find more and use less.
Hawk, free-spirited, riding on the wind. Hawk, soaring to heights no other can reach. Now, for the man who reaches higher, we've captured that high-flying feeling in a new man's fragrance. Hawk, challenging, exhilarating. Now, for the man who reaches higher, Hawk.
By Mennen.
Kate, most important shower of my life, and you switch deodorant soaps.
New Shield's better. It's extra strength.
But I'm trying my first case today. Now this.
Shield fights odor better, so you feel cleaner.
Clinical tests prove Shield fights odor better than the leading deodorant soap.
I do feel cleaner, and I'll win that case.
And that's the whole truth and nothing but.
New Shield fights odor better, so you'll feel cleaner.
I feel cleaner than ever before.
As dawn's early light covers the sleeping Tempkins, a pasty film covers their mouths.
Morning.
They wake with the worst breath of the day.
Morning. Scope, anyone? We'll use ours. Mom, that leaves your breath medicine-y. Scope's minty.
Ours kills germs.
Scope kills germs.
No kidding.
Try.
Minty fresh.
And kills germs.
Morning. Fight bad breath with Scope. Now in lightweight, shatterproof plastic.
If only you could hear what people think.
Well, looks like a very promising lunch. Should I tempt him with my apple?
Nice girl. Too bad she's scratching her head. Could be dandruff.
That little itch could be showing people you have dandruff. But Head & Shoulders handles that little itch, so all that shows is hair that's soft and shiny clean.
Apple?
Chocolate chip. Try Head & Shoulders shampoo and show off your hair, not the itch of dandruff, in regular and conditioning formulas.
This is ESPN, the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network.